So those of you who follow me anything like regularly are aware that recently I was involved in an automobile accident, and I have to tell you it was rather traumatizing, particularly for my son, and particularly in the short term. He's gotten better over the course of time, and there are some ongoing challenges that are a result of that. But I was talking to somebody today, and that individual, and it was kind of a group setting, but the point is that individual told about something that had happened in their life that really made what happened to me sort of pale by comparison to what they'd gone through. And that's good because it kind of puts things in perspective for me, and it makes it a little bit easier for me to look forward. That's the subject of today's little podcast on the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. I'm your host, I'm Kurt, and today is Monday, the 25th of April of 2022. The subject is looking forward. Thank you for everyone who's here on Rumble, on the podcast, on YouTube, on BitChute, on CloudHub, on my Facebook page. That's the Kurt's Religion and Politics page there. On Minds.com. That would be the Kurt's Religion and Politics group, minds.com, the Kurt's Religion Politics group, Kurt's Religion and Politics.locals.com, Parler, Gab, Twitter, or wherever else you happen to be catching me today. And again, the subject for today is looking forward, and I'm going to go very quickly through my notes to kind of give you some idea of what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into detail, but right at present, I'm going through a major struggle in my life. Fact is, it's not really an honest thing to say that I'm only going through one. At present, there are things happening in my existence that would cause many to lose heart. It would have caused me to do so in the past. In fact, I'm not going to lie, at times I feel despondent with the direction life takes. And in fact, at times I have to just back off, knowing I'm not nearly ready to address a given situation or circumstance. In the end, though, I just keep looking and, more importantly, I suppose you could say, moving forward. I want you to know something. Even when things seem impossible, there's generally a path forward. It may not be pretty or easy, but you can bet it's there. There are obvious exceptions, but most of the time, you're not there. You're not in the place of those exceptions, believe it or not, like it or not. Even when things seem hopeless, you can and almost certainly will make it through, looking back and wondering how the heck you did it sometimes, but nonetheless making it through. There are a couple of temptations for me when I find myself in dire straits. The first is to curl up in a ball, to just fetal position and hide myself away. And that's obviously bad. The second, crazily enough, it's to do things that are destructive, that in the best case can only make things worse. I don't know if I'm alone in these temptations, but I highly doubt it, just based on what I've seen and heard from various others. It's easy to think there's just no way out of this. It's pretty much a normal thing, at least I believe it is, to totally lose hope sometimes. But let's say things truly are hopeless. What does it help you to give up? Then comes that all-important question. What if they're not? What if it just looks like they are? If you take the perspective you're done for, then give up. You'll almost certainly fulfill that prophecy. Is that really how you want things to go? I hope not. So remember, when things look dire, when it looks as though there's no solution, look and move forward regardless. You probably, I said might in my notes, but you probably will ultimately be pleasantly surprised by the outcome. Let's be clear on something. That doesn't mean all the way along the line you're going to be a happy, individual who gets everything they want. It doesn't mean you're not going to go through some dark days. That doesn't mean you're not going to be in that cave looking for a way out with no light. Periodically. That's going to happen. Right? I believe it will. I know it has for me. But my point here is to make a simple statement. Even when life looks absolutely horrible, completely dreary, like it's never going to get any better, if you don't continue to look and move forward, I can almost guarantee you, you will find yourself in worse situations as a result. Okay? This is what I'm kind of trying to get across today. I know that that there will be people, I'll put it this way, that there will be people out there who will hear this and say, that's easy for you to say. Let me just tell you a secret. It's not. It's not easy for me to say, okay? It's not. I'm living through times right now that I'm looking at and going, how the heck did I get here? And that's not really true. For the most part, I sort of know how I got here, but it doesn't help me to know because I can't change what caused that in the first place. All I can do is work to repair the things that have gone wrong that are problematic in my life. That's all I can do. Can I fix the fact that somebody caused me to be indebted in a serious way? That it's already done, it's gone, it's water under the bridge. Can I fix that? Well, I could do some things, quite frankly, that would be really mean-spirited and really hard on the person who caused me to be in that state, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna move on. That, boys and girls, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I suggest you do too. Now, if you feel like you can't handle something that somebody's put you into and you're able to go, no, this is your problem, it's not mine, I'm not going to say I'd necessarily blame you if you said, no, I'm not going to do that, that's not on me. I get it. I do. My point, though, is if you lay down, curl up in a ball, and cry, my advice to you is curl up, cry, get up, dust off, move on. Move on. Look forward, move forward. Do things to make life better. I recognize that my problems are petty by comparison to other people's. I recognize that. But I look at some people who are sort of heroes to me, people like Thomas Sowell and the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Even though he's not somebody that I think I necessarily agree with politically and so forth, even the former CEO of Starbucks, who all brought themselves up from basically nothing. And I think maybe the brain surgeon too, Ben Carson, is it? The former HUD secretary. I don't think he's in that position anymore. But world-renowned neurosurgeon, basically. These people lived in situations, in circumstances that were poverty. I couldn't tell you about people like Joe Rogan. Maybe he's always had it good. I kind of doubt it. Pretty sure that Mr. Rogan had a rough go of it. My point is to say this. There are people, I forget, it seems like Oprah had a story that was horrendous. Oprah Winfrey, that you hear about her story and you go, oh my gosh, how did you even live through that? And this is the point. She's now an extremely strong individual. I don't agree with her on politics. I don't agree with her on religion. I don't agree with her on philosophy. I don't probably agree with her on her stance where racism and things of that sort of concern. But you know what? I can still say about Oprah, congratulations, you made the big time, girl. There's not a better way to put that. You made the big time. And there are so many others who are like that. And some of them I respect and I recognize, and some of them, like the guy who started Berkshire Hathaway, whose name naturally, for some reason recently it's escaped me a lot. But anyway, the point is that I can respect these people. I can respect the Bill Gates and the Steve Jobs of the world, even if I don't agree with how they got where they got. And many of these people came from situations that you look at and go, wow, that was a really horrible situation. Some not so much. Bill Gates was not ever, I don't think, really poor. Okay? I don't think that's true. And there are others who are like that. They never really knew what poverty looked like. I get it. But there are others who have come from amazingly impoverished circumstances and put themselves in really good circumstances. And I'm not just talking poverty. I'm talking health outcomes and various other things that you might think, what am I going to do? How am I going to get better? And my answer is look forward. Your job is to look and to move forward. This is the thing that I need for you to understand today. Okay, I am about out of time. This has been the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. I'm your host. I'm Kurt, and today is Monday, the 25th of April of 2022. That would be the beginning of the work week for those of us who work the 9 to 5, Monday through Friday type of situation. That means tomorrow will be Tuesday, the 26th of April of 2022. Moving towards the middle of the week ever more rapidly in my little life. I don't know how it is for you. Maybe you're dragging. I don't know. I hope things aren't bad for you one way or another. Thank you for everyone who's been here on Rumble, on the podcast, on YouTube, on BitChute, on CloutHub, on my Facebook page. That would be the Kurt's Religion and Politics page there. On Kurt's Religion and Politics.locals.com, on minds.com, on the Kurt's Religion and Politics group primarily there, on Parler, on Gab, on Twitter, or wherever else you might be happening to hear or see me today. The subject today has been looking forward, and tomorrow we're going to talk on the subject of bridging the chasm, and I'd like to discuss a problem that I see that I'm not sure there is an answer for, and maybe in fact that's something that I will ask others what their opinion on that is, whether or not we can actually do that thing of bridging the chasm tomorrow. But one way or another, we'll talk about it. I'll think about it and try and bring out as many good points as I can where that's concerned. Excuse me. Hope you're doing well today. Hope everything is going well for you, and hopefully we will see you again on Tuesday's edition of the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. The speaker on this edition of the Daily Summation is Kurt Schubert. This podcast was created on Monday, the 25th of April of 2022. The Daily Summation is created for Kurt's Religion and Politics. Thanks for watching today's edition of the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. Don't forget to come back tomorrow to check out the next one. Remember, on various platforms, primarily Rumble, YouTube, BitChute, and CloutHub, and the audio podcast, you can subscribe to my content. For the audio podcast, you probably want to use Apple, Google, or Spotify. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. In order to find me on those platforms, you can go to the Kurt's Religion and Politics channels on Rumble, YouTube, BitChute, and CloutHub. You can also get to my content on Facebook by finding the Kurt's Religion and Politics page there, minds.com, where you will find me at the Kurt's Religion and Politics group, and Kurt's Religion and Politics.locals.com as well. You can look there. I post my daily video on various social media sites, really only about 3, Parler, Gab, and Twitter at present. I am at KP Schubert on each of them, and you can find me under them, and you can find the videos under me. You should be able to find my podcasts on Google and Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It's also on podcasts.kpschubert.com. That's podcasts with an S, .kpschubert.com. If you're looking for me on various of the podcast sites, you probably want to search Kurt's Religion and Politics, not the Daily Summation. Keep in mind, you can subscribe to my content on various places that I put it. All constructive feedback is welcome. You can like, dislike, add a rumble, or give whatever feedback is available on any of the platforms that you can do such things. You can also add a comment on what I put there. Unless you're advertising or doing something that I believe will harm others, I'll leave your comments out there even if I don't agree with or understand them. I will try to let you know I've seen them when possible and may reply if I feel it's reasonable, appropriate, and possible, of course. Thanks again for viewing this edition of the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. Don't forget to come back again for tomorrow's as well.